deafened, so he can't hear us.
Hello.
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 Yeah, I couldn't
Hello.
hear anything.
Oh.
Any of my audio that comes to my computer would go over Twitch, so I had to deafen Discord.
But we just
Gotcha.
couldn't hear the music, so we couldn't dance to
Yeah,
it.
we didn't
I
know
could
what
hear
was
the
going
music.
on.
You guys couldn't hear it?
No.
No?
Oh, weird.
Do you have the stream on in the background?
I
Yeah, there
did
you
to
go.
make sure we could hear
Okay,
everything when we
okay,
started
okay,
talking.
then we're
yeah.
good. I'm like, oh shit, I don't know. I don't know, even know what that could be if only you could hear the music, but that makes sense. Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Nerds in Space, episode 2. Um,
I might have did that wrong. I
You
did
might
our
did what
normal
wrong?
intro music, but not
Too late now.
the
Do it.
bits.
The Deaf and Space music. We gotta hear it. We gotta get.
I mean, you could play it again. I'm not gonna edit out the.
That's
It's
fine.
gonna require too much time.
It's okay.
Such a train wreck.
You guys couldn't hear that,
No,
but you heard it on the stream.
Yep.
that's what matters.
Yeah.
We're good.
What
Oh,
really
that was a lot.
matters is the friends we made along the way.
Foolish. Do we need recording bot? Just throwing that out there.
We might as well. I mean, this has already been such a shit show that I might as well invite it just in case.
I mean, it's episode 2. We're still working it out, right?
But it's like episode 100.
Nope. Totally different.
150. All right, Josh, take it away.
Okay. Welcome back, everyone, to Nerds in Space, episode 2. Little recap for those of you who, I mean, if you're just joining us and you haven't listened to the first episode, you're gonna miss a whole lot. I recommend
Go back
that.
and watch the first one. Yeah.
Yeah, go back and listen to that, or watch it on YouTube, because it will make a heck of a lot more sense if you do that. But just to remind people, because it has been a couple of weeks, or let's say you're listening to the podcast a few weeks apart from each other, then the crew members have made their way onto the ring, specifically RM80, which is part of this ring. It's a giant, like, space ring made of debris, kind of lashed together. They've purchased a ship, but the ship needs some repairs. It needs, some gas and something else. I've already forgotten. Needs a new computer system. It needs new engines, and I think, and
We
gas.
only know that we owe 500 hollows and the engines are shot
Yeah.
and has no
And you
fuel.
need
And it
gas.
needs fuel. Yep.
Maybe the Holos is what I was forgetting. But so they've ran into an old friend of Tick's, and they have made their way into the Surasuru, which is a bar where they've been informed that the owner might be able to sell them fuel. So a little bit about kind of the environment that they're in. There does seem to be a turf war kind of happening between two local gangs trying to own RM80. And the Thorn, which is kind of a security professional, is on their way to RM80 to clean that shit up. So they have been warned that they have roughly 4 hours, 6 hours, here or there, to get what they need and get out of the way before the bullets theoretically start flying. So, last week,
In game time, roughly how much time has passed?
like 30 minutes.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Save for
Imagine
the shuttle ride in the beginning.
Well, since we landed. Sorry, since we landed.
since landed, yeah,
Okay.
like 20, 30 minutes.
Okay.
So imagine all of the parts where I'm describing shit all of that is just instantaneous to you. So in-game time is wildly different than out-of-game
Yes,
time.
yes.
But so currently, y'all just walked into Hina Suro's office, and he was pissed. So I don't remember if y'all said anything, to be totally honest, but
I can't remember either.
I think no.
I remember she like kicked some dudes' butts
Yeah,
that were
we,
kind
Yeah.
of like arguing in the bar, and
we
They
walked
were-
in and she said something to the effect of like, "Oh my god, what now?" or something like that, and that's where it ended.
Yeah, because I think
Uh,
the main door was open and we walked into the next room and then we stopped. And this is why it's not a good idea to do this once a month.
That's why we're doing
yeah,
it twice.
do it twice a
Yeah.
month. Yeah.
um, so yeah, you all walk into Hina's office, and she says, "Oh, you guys need another one," and kind of turns towards you, and there's like maybe just a hint of confusion, and she goes, "Oh, you guys aren't the gang members. I guess come in. What can I do
was
for you?"
was 8 still with us at this point?
No,
Because he
Mm,
said, okay, I couldn't remember if he
Now,
had split off at this point or not.
he
he
was
felt
outside.
relatively uncomfortable with the setting in the bar, and so he had stepped out.
Okay.
One of
And
you had sent your
me,
robot creature,
Mr.
uh,
Mittens.
Mr. Mittens, to kind of keep an eye on him,
Yeah,
and so um, which the rest of the party members do not know
Yeah.
before we metagame too hard. So um, so yeah, she kind of waves her hand to what looks to be two chairs sitting opposite the desk. There are three of you, so I mean the math doesn't quite work there, but she waves to the chairs either way.
I immediately jump into a chair.
You just like dead sprint to the chair, like you're playing uh, what's that game called? Uh,
Oh,
Musical
the
chairs?
musical
chairs.
chairs.
Thank you.
Yeah,
One of you is getting kicked out of the group
yeah.
immediately. Uh,
uh,
Well, Hayes just walks up
yeah.
kind of slowly and stands behind Mufasa.
Adam?
I can't remember. Is Hina a carbon? What was she again?
Hina
I'm
is a
trying.
carbon, indeed.
Okay.
There
Hina
are
Carvin,
no.
well armored, bolt pistol, and runs the Suro Suro.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll take the chair next to Mufasa.
Okay. Um, she kind of like pulls up a large desk chair. It's kind of in tatters, but so is everything else. Um, so it's kind of greased with oil stains, and it's well loved. I'll put it that way. Um, and she kind of just sits there staring at you.
So I'm gonna say, hello, my name's Mufasa. I just want to say first and foremost, great work out there. Very efficient. Nicely done. We recently landed, and we hear that you are the person to talk to about getting fuel.
Indeed. I've got some fuel. It's kind of hard to come across, but I've got a little bit of reserves. Uh, are you looking for something for a ship maybe, or do you have a ship?
We do have a ship. It's for a ship.
So, um, yeah, unfortunately, the fuel cost is just really high. Um, it's maybe going to take a couple thousand credits. Um,
I
so
I just put my head in my hands on the desk like this.
uh, she kind of lets you linger on that for a second, and kind of like scoots her chair in and goes, "But I am kind of in need of a favor. Maybe we could work something out."
Well, it
Haze, what do
sounds
you
like
think?
the world is gonna end here shortly anyways, so what do we have to lose?
Uh, Not a whole lot as far as I see it. So what I'd like from you all is to take me off of off of the ring. Shit's about to explode here,
Hmm.
and I would consider myself a neutral party. Uh, so I kind of work with both sides, we'll say, and uh, that kind of makes me a target for everyone involved, both gangs, and when the Thorn gets here, I'm fucked. Uh, so if y'all could just take me with, and drop me off of the space station,
What do
that
we get for doing this?
Fuel.
fuel,
But how much fuel?
full tank worth.
Okay.
Just out of
How
curiosity,
about how about
when
some
Hina
food as
was
well?
go ahead.
What's that?
How about some fuel or food as well?
I mean, if we've got a deal, you're welcome to the noodles out in the bar.
I was thinking some food to take with us in the ship.
Um, so she kind of like hems and haws a little bit and says, "Okay, well, I don't have any rations on hand, but we can try to track some down.
Where do you
Look,
need to go?
Just the nearest planet." So, um, you all are aware that the ring kind of sits around a moon, and the moon sits around a planet, and the planet is called Glass Gallo. I can throw that in chat if y'all want to write that down.
I got the map up.
okay.
And then Inaro is the moon for those of you who may not remember. So
So Adam was gonna ask a question earlier.
I guess when Hina was like leaning in and telling us about the steel and stuff like that, did I notice any marking tattoos or anything like maybe her number or where she was grown? Or was she
so
like too well clad that I didn't see any of that? I wasn't sure what she was wearing.
so she's very well clad in both like a spacesuit, but also wearing almost like makeshift armor.
Okay.
Uh,
Like she has
so
the EVA suit on?
she has an EVA suit on, and then over the EVA suit, there's almost like tactical body armor, but made out of like just rubbish that they smashed into shape, you know? Um, so it's not the prettiest looking thing in the world, but you know, if a bullet happens to hit it, you might be better off. Um,
Okay, that's fair.
but yeah, you unfortunately can't tell. You do know that you have never met, so
Okay.
that that's something.
So I'm gonna ask, is there any way you would permit us just a minute to have a quick meeting, just the three of us off to the side?
She looks mildly annoyed, but uh, kind of uh, kind of like, okay, yeah, but leave my office to go talk. Like she's
Okay.
not gonna leave her own office. There's like a
Right,
seat
right.
here.
We'll
There's like
be
a computer. Like she doesn't trust y'all. So she
all
says,
right.
"Yeah, go talk in the bar."
Okay, I'm gonna say we will be right back. So I get up from my chair and walk out.
I'm gonna get up and just kind of give a look up and down Hina and then walk out.
Uh, Haze
Was
is
that like a
gonna.
menacing look, or
No, just like a scanning, like carbon to carbon, kind of
you're
trying to
making
figure out,
you're
like
making a carbon copy? Okay.
Zing!
Sh-
Zing!
okay. Okay. I just wanted to verify.
What's Hayes doing?
So Haze is gonna do like a very typical, since he's got his robe and mask and hood, he's gonna walk back a couple steps, and then as he's walking backwards, he's gonna turn so his robe kind of sways like the Sith do. And then he walks out with his hands behind his back,
Oh my
just
god!
like the
All
Sith
right.
do.
I'm just picturing fucking Palpatine right now.
yep.
I mean,
All
he's
right,
in a flamboyant robe, so picture Palpatine in a flamboyant robe.
you're right. Okay, so let it feed you. All right, so we get out to the bar, uh, and I kind of just walk over to a quote unquote quiet place in this crazy bar where we can just talk, the three of us close together, and I say, I know we desperately need fuel, but she's clearly on somebody's hit list here. Like, is the amount of danger we're about to put ourselves in worth it?
I don't know that we honestly have a choice.
I agree. I feel like if anything, we can maybe conceal her a little bit and sneak her out onto the ship,
If
so
fuel
So
no one
costs
knows that
thousands,
she got onto our ship. But I think we need to take this offer.
if
we
fuel
have,
costs thousands of hollows,
yeah.
we
Yeah.
don't even have a working ship or fuel, and
So
ship's
that's
about
another
to go
thing.
down.
We
We need
haven't
to talk
even
to her about the 500 hollows.
we haven't even talked to her about the fact that our ship doesn't work. There's no way we're getting off today. There's no way. We have to get repairs done.
Well, maybe she's got some connections.
We need a
Yeah.
place to hide for sure.
let's let's
All
sneak
right,
her onto our ship, and she
So
can give an analysis, and maybe she knows people we can go get real quick.
how about this? She needs us more than we need her. So let's just tell her exactly the situation we're in and figure out what plan she has to solve it so we can get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
and I think we leverage the fact that smuggling is one thing. Smuggling chrome is another thing entirely. We're putting ourselves in a lot of danger to do this. But at the same time, I don't want to take a pistol to the face. So
She's a carbon.
that's what I meant.
Yeah.
Sorry. What did I say?
Wrong.
Chrome. You're
Sorry,
Chrome.
carbon. That's my bad. Um, so I don't want to take a pistol to the face either at the same time. So I think we tread very carefully here.
Again, she needs us more than we need her. So
Yeah, she said she's fucked if she sticks around. I'd say at this point, how
I
much
think
is
we
her
should
life
just
worth?
lay it out what we need. Tell her once we get to uh, Glias Gallo, she is
Uh,
on her own.
okay.
I, and
Quick.
I think payment enough to get us the fuck out of here with a working ship.
Okay. Quick. Sidebar outside of game. Josh, is there a way to remotely communicate with our AI guard animals or no?
No.
Okay. All right.
I mean, there are, but you don't have them.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay.
So you could almost get like radio walkie-talkies to do with them. But most like radio frequency type stuff is
There's a
you know
walkie-talkie just strapped to the rat's back.
essentially, yeah. It's like a
I've got the
module.
rat. He's got the cat.
Yeah.
I got
Yeah.
Mr. Mittens.
It's like a you would just like have all of the circuitry from a walkie-talkie, and that you would just like screw into the robot.
Though
Essentially.
I like that idea though. We put a walkie-talkie on the cat and on the rat, and I'm just holding the rat like a phone and like talking
Yeah.
to the cat.
Yeah.
Well, I was just thinking you guys have these animals spying on something, and all of a sudden it hears Mufasa go, "Hey, Mr. Whiskers,
Mr. Mittens.
or
Mittens.
Mr. Mittens, what are they doing?" And the person just turns around like, "What the fuck?"
So yeah, the downside with the communication, if you get a walkie-talkie type setup is that
Someone
yeah,
else could hack it.
probably
It's just a tin
probably
can attached with a string, so they can
yeah,
follow you all the way back to where we're at.
yeah. Is other people would be able to hear it within reason. Um, but there might be better modules out there, in which case, you could speak to it in a more quiet or telepathic isn't really a correct word because it's a robot, but
Yeah.
you know what I mean.
You're
To
right.
send data to it, I guess.
Okay. All right.
But you unfortunately don't have it.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm ready to head back in if you guys are.
All right.
Yeah.
Do
Okay.
you want to
So,
offer the deal?
I think you take it. You seem way more confident than I am right now. So I'll let you handle this one.
And you can't see any like facial emotions. Like
Yeah.
I think, yeah.
All right.
So
Then I will
I
follow
start to
in
head.
after.
Okay. I start to head back to the office. I open the door and immediately run and sit in a chair again.
I'm gonna pull out the chair for Hayes to let him sit down.
What a
Hayes looks over
fucking
at you
gentleman.
and it's like almost looks disappointed and he moves his robe and sits down. Thank you for the chair, Tick.
You're welcome. Slides him in like close to the
Oh,
desk.
oh,
You
jeez.
like
Flips
you
out
like
a napkin.
you like wham your knee on the desk, like that's how close he just got you.
Ah, damn it. All right, Hina. Here's the deal. We have a ship. The ship isn't working. We can't get it without 500 hollows.
What a way to start.
And in order for us to get out of here, both of those factors need to be resolved. So, what can you do to help us with that?
So, the way that I see it, we need two things. One, we need to figure out do you even know what's wrong with the ship? Like, did you crash it or something?
We just bought it and we haven't even visited it yet. We don't even know what it looks like, but we know it's not working and we know we owe 500 hollows on it.
I just keep my head in my hands
He's
the
being
whole
totally
time.
honest, and I love it. And I'm just
The
like,
whole time.
I'm just like,
The whole
like
time I just keep my head in my hands and I'm just shaking my head.
You can like see just from facial features and body posture that like Hina went from being wildly confident about this plan to like
oh shit.
you bought a ship that's broken that you've never seen before.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
It's
Okay.
accurate.
I mean,
Okay.
it's a Chevy Nova, so
He doesn't know that yet.
I don't even know what that is.
Well, it was
So
one of only 3 prototypes, so you probably haven't even heard of it.
yeah, I remember Chevy, but the Nova, don't remember that. Don't remember that at all. Okay, so the way that I see it, we gotta assess the damage. Because are we talking somebody plugged in the wrong power cord, or are we talking like major structural damage? Because those are going to be wildly different conversations.
My
Uh,
understanding is it is not structural damage, but
okay.
again, haven't seen it yet. I believe something about the engines, and there could be some computer stuff. I mean, not a whole lot works around here, regardless. So,
Uh, she kind of like looks around and like, yeah, I feel that. And so we'll need to figure that out because as much as I like y'all, uh, getting sucked into space is not really on my agenda for the next few days. So uh, we should probably figure that out. As far as money goes, we might be able to do something. I don't know that I have 500 credits just laying around, but we have a lot of holla. We might be able to make some deals.
you have a lot of what?
Holla. She kind of looks at you like, Wait, you don't work for Thorn, right?
No, we do not work for Thorn. We would like to get out of here before Thorn arrives.
After we found out what Hala is.
And
I'm
and
not
you
really,
know, if I
I'm not
ask if you're a
really.
cop, you have to tell me, right? You know that, right?
This is entrapment.
Yeah.
We
Look,
are
we
not officers of the law.
to further that, we haven't even gotten to fly on our ship yet, and we would like to do so before the Thorn gets here, if at all possible.
If it is
Uh,
not possible, do you have a place we can hide out tonight?
in the bar.
That's not the best hiding
Sounds like where
place
they're
that
gonna
I
come.
can think of.
Yeah,
And
that's like the
she
worst.
like she like pulls on a piece of sheet metal and it just like folds down to a bed. Like, this is all I got, man.
Uh,
All right, so
Like,
what do you got to sell? Or like what is this hulla that you're talking about?
so have you seen the uh the non-fizz
Yeah.
around?
yes.
That kind of look like they might be addicted to something.
Yes.
Uh, yeah, that's that's Hala. So it's pretty popular around here. Um, so I make it and sell it to Monotone, who sells it to the rest of the people.
What if we agree to sell it in exchange for part of the profits to repair a ship?
So you would be
Gonna
stepping
do a
on.
drug deal in like 4 hours, right?
We're not getting off this
I
planet
mean, if
today.
you're efficient, you can
Dude,
sell a lot of drugs in
Jesus.
4 hours.
Yeah.
I think we need to come to terms that we're not getting off today. There's no way we're leaving today.
We haven't even looked
We
at the
have
ship yet.
We don't know
we
about
have less than 4 hours to get our ship operational.
So, Hina says, so you could sell it, but I mean that's really Monotone's turf, which I'm okay with. You just didn't get it from me, but keep that in mind. You may want to talk to Monotone about selling first. Uh, they're already
How
a
about
little hot right now.
how about first off, we go look at the ship and assess the situation.
that.
Secondly, do you by chance have a less conspicuous clothing or perhaps a hood or a robe you could hide yourself a bit with? If we could
Uh,
not let people know that you are joining us on our ship, that would be an ideal situation for all.
yeah, I'm not wanted or anything, so like you you should be fine. But
But there's a
Should
chance you're
be
about
and
to
would
be.
be.
if
Should be
we
and will be.
if we leave before the Thorn gets here, we'll be fine. We'll be fine.
How
Uh,
how about we
Hayes, just give her your stuff and we'll pretend that she's her and
you
like come out with us, you know?
Hayes looks at you and doesn't move for a good 10 seconds, but you can tell he's staring very blankly at you before turning to Hina.
and I look at Hayes and say, "We don't have 10 seconds to spare. Let's go find our ship."
so Hina says, okay, in that regard, I'm gonna send you like a salvage crew to go check out the ship, and see what needs to be done.
Okay.
So, uh, she kind of connects like what looks to be like the receiver of like an old phone, not really connected to anything. Kind of like plugs it into a port, starts to talk, but like shakes her head and just kicks it as hard as she can, and then goes, "Okay, yeah, I need a crew at the 00. Yeah, send the ship guys." And like unplugs the cord.
Okay.
Fucking thing. Uh, kicks it once more just for good measure.
Haze is nodding his head, all knowingly of the shitty situations that we're all in.
Yeah,
Oh.
y'all are well accustomed to old broken technology. I mean, ever since the
So,
war, that's pretty much been all there is.
so you're not coming with us then to the ship?
Kind of like does a like a point around the room, like I got some shit to clean up here.
All
Got
right.
it.
So you'll handle the fuel. We need to figure out the 500 hollows, but let's get the ship figured out.
Yeah.
And do you want us to come back here, or are you going to meet us at the ship?
I'll meet you at the ship.
All right. All right. Let's go get to the ship and meet that salvage crew.
All right.
Okay.
So I stand up and say, "Thank you very much for your time," and then I walk out the door.
That's the most courteous I've ever heard your character.
Right?
It's because you're not a human.
Yeah.
Uh, um,
I grab the chair from Hayes and kind of pull him out a little bit.
He like jerks back and then stands up and nods to Hina and walks out unsith like a normal person again.
Okay.
Sith,
uh,
I don't know what you mean.
Tick kind of looks over at Hina and like pulls his sleeve up a little bit and only shows like the first three letters, like TCQ, and he's like, "Where were you at?"
She lifts the sleeve, completely empty.
The plot thickens.
She
Give
just
a
kind of
really like
looks
puzzled look.
looks slyly and goes, "Nice to meet you. Best of luck on the ship." Goes back to her work.
I just get a really confused look and turn around and follow them.
Okay. So you you kind of exit the office and you enter kind of the bar. Um, it's bustling like it was before, although it does seem that you know both of the gangs have left, or at least the ones that were obviously there and fighting. Um, but yeah, so you are back in the bar.
Okay. Um, I kind of
Well,
just I kind of just look back at Haze and Tick, and I'm like, Wait, let's get a move on. We're on a time crunch here."
yeah, his kind of puts his palm on both of your guys' backs as we start to walk to kind of hurry along through the crowd.
Okay. So as soon as we get outside, I go, and that's my signal to Mr. Mittens. And then I look around for 8 as well.
Yep. Uh, you see him just kind of like chatting with some people. Like because if you remember, this is all like on like the third floor of like a bunch of scaffolding that had been built. So you see he's like down one level, just kind of like chatting to some people.
Okay. Uh,
Nearby, uh, had you not been looking for Mr. Mittens, you wouldn't have noticed, but you identify Mr. Mittens.
okay. So I call Mr. Mittens back to my side, so he's with me again. And then I look over at Tick and I say, "Are you planning on having 8 come with us, or what's your plan here?" Oh, Hayes.
Out of character. How many people can our ship hold?
You have no idea.
I'm about to find out.
You know at least three, but you would definitely want to investigate the ship a little bit more.
Okay, so
Okay.
I pose that question to Tick.
I guess I had no intentions of inviting him. He seems like he has his own thing going on here, but
Good plan. You want to say your goodbyes, or
hmm. I mean, Eight's just chilling, doing his own thing or
He's
whatever
talking
at
to
this point.
other. Josh said he was talking to other people.
Yeah, I mean, y'all did say that. I mean, he was just waiting for y'all. So
Yeah.
like,
Oh, so like he's just kind of chilling out, having a smoke or something, waiting for us.
yeah, just waiting for you to exit the bar.
Okay. Well, I mean, I guess if that was the case, then I'm gonna approach him and just be like, "Thanks again for bringing us to Zero Zero. We got in touch with Hina. We may have some fuel. We'll see."
Okay.
Nope.
Oh, you met Hina. Like, Hina's a weird one. But um, you know, doesn't tend to get out much. But nice that she would sell you some fuel. Um,
Do you happen to know where she was grown at?
not a clue. I haven't talked to her a ton, but I don't love hanging out in the Surasuro, um, but no one seems to know. All of the other carbons that I've met don't seem to recognize her.
Hmm. Well, what's your plan then, old man?
Well, I figure y'all probably don't know your way around here too much, so if you still need me to show you around, I'm happy to. I've kind of got the lay of the land here, so.
Well, do you know where Dock 13C is, perchance?
Yeah, should be within the docking bay, kind of back the way we came, but I can show you which one.
Sure would appreciate that. And I kind of like signal for Mufasa and Haze, like he's gonna fucking show us where to go. Come on, come
All right. I walk over.
on.
Yeah, Hayes is following.
So you kind of walk back through the common area that you had been in previously, with all of the like stacked beds and kind of like the long hallways of merchants and things like that. And you reach back into the docking area, um, and you're kind of like walking through, and you see some faded numbers of like different docking bays. He says, "Oh, which one are you looking for?"
13C, right? Kind of like look back at the guys just to like as a affirmation.
Nod my head.
Nodding.
He's like, "Okay, 10, 11, 12, 13. You get to the 13s. There's a 13A, just a pile of rubble, uh, and then like 13D." He's like, um, "So I'm guessing it's around here." Uh,
Hmm.
So there's no 13B or C. It goes from 13A to 13D.
yeah, but there's just like a big pile of shit. Uh,
I want to like
in
look
between those two.
up, like straight up, and then like straight down, just to like just in case it's like not along like the same side. Do I see any markings straight above me, perchance?
Nope, nope. This is actually like a hallway area type
Okay.
thing. So you see kind of like a splintered ceiling and floor made out of like rusted metal, ship parts.
Okay. I'm sure if it was so slapdash, they might have things just like all over top
Yeah,
ways and diagonal ways and slant ways. The
or like
Wonkavator.
uh, or like the bebop head has like that rotating
Hmm.
piece, so you have to
Hmm.
like wait for it to come back around. No, nothing like that. Just like a long hallway.
Hmm.
I just want to verify we did not purchase this ship via email from the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia, correct? Is that correct?
I don't think
Like
the Saudi Arabia still exists.
no, that was a joke. This is a thing. Where is our ship? My point is, where is our ship?
I'm gonna start going up to the rubble and kind of start seeing if I can start moving stuff.
To clarify, It was the Crown Prince of Nigeria,
Oh, the
not
cool. Sorry.
Saudi Arabia. So you're in the clear there.
Via a Hotmail account, right?
Yeah, oh yeah, oh
Yeah.
yeah. And you'll only communicate over WhatsApp,
Yes.
which weirdly still exists. No. Uh, so y'all see Tick just like pushing rubble out of the way. Um, 8 seems to assist, kind of pushing some heavy shit out of the way.
Yeah, how big is this pile? Is it possible to see around it or through it at this point? Or is it pretty
It
thick?
seems to be leaning up against a wall. You know, the wall should be behind it, but it's like 40 feet long of just stacked garbage.
Worse than I thought.
How long has this shit
Wires.
been here? Well,
Um,
Haze is gonna go over and try to help move shit as well.
okay. For those of you who are attempting to move things, can you roll me a body check?
Mm-hmm. It's just a
Thought you'd
1d20
never
plus
ask.
our thing.
Plus or minus your body. And 12 is a success. 12 or higher, I should say.
Good job, Adam.
I didn't. I'm not in the roll channel. What'd you get?
Adam rolled a 1.
I am assuming that your body is not an 11.
It's a 0.
um.
Oh
Okay.
shit! I can get a hyperdemon's needle. Like,
Justin rolled a 6. So I'm gonna be
Technically,
like,
I rolled a 7, but
oh,
I got
technically you did.
-1.
But you have a minus. You have a -1.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead, Josh, and then I'll jump in.
No, go ahead.
I'm gonna be like, you fucking sissies, just let me do it. Oh my god, if I roll a 1. What do you do? Just slash roll?
Yep.
slash roll 1d20.
And then plus or minus if you have modifiers. I'm assuming no plus.
That didn't work.
So type /roll and then hit
Yep.
enter. You should see the command popping up.
Space.
You gotta do it space
1d20.
after the roll.
I mean, you can just hit.
I
There you
rolled
go.
a 19.
You rolled a
Hey.
20.
You roll.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
you rolled
rolled a
that
20.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
So, for those of you who suck, then
That's me.
make sure to mark down that you have gained a void point. For each
Oh,
failed
God damn
ability
it.
check or attack roll, a player character gains 1 void point. They can have it at most 4 void points at any time.
Who all
And you
got
can
one?
use
I did.
those void points to gain advantage on a future ability check or attack roll, or activate a cosmic mutation.
Which we have not discovered anything near that yet, right?
Correct.
Yeah,
You
okay.
have not been mutated.
Yes. Okay.
So unless you could start with a cosmic mutation if you rolled
Right.
for 1, but yeah. So if you failed that body check, then you gain a void point. So it doesn't seem like 2 of you are doing a hell of a whole lot, but 8, has been working on a mining ship for his entire life. So it seems pretty like swole in a carbon type of way. They never really get strong, but
Yeah.
they've got that like lean muscle. So between Mufasa and 8, you're able to move all of the garbage.
I found like a Kleenex and I'm like, it's so heavy.
Uh, so you do find that 13B and 13C were kind of behind this rubble pile, so you're able to identify the door. The
Nice.
downside is it kind of looks like 13C is kind of rusted and jammed closed.
Hmm.
You kind of clicking the button and ain't doing shit.
Does it appear that this is something we can break down?
That's a good question. Do you want to roll a savvy check for me?
Yes. Is that just to see? I don't want to attempt to break it down. I just want to make it clear.
Yeah. So if I remember correctly, let me
I was sure if that was savvy or tech. Yeah.
Yeah, reminder all of the listeners, this is their first time playing, so savvy is your perception, intuition, street smarts, piloting spacecrafts, resisting psychological effects, detecting holographic illusions, recalling lore and knowledge about the universe. Tech is ranged attacks, understanding and operating technology, constructing gear, tinkering with machinery and electronics.
Definitely could see it both.
Roll whichever one is higher. Because you could either use your perception and intuition, or you can use your knowledge of mechanics.
I did savvy roll and I rolled 15.
Okay. So you are aware that you could break this down, although you probably need like a pipe or something, just to like give you some leverage. It seems like maybe it's only jammed the first couple inches, and once you kind of set it back in its track, you should be fine. You could try
Okay.
to like throw a shoulder into it, but
So just because we have no idea what's behind these doors. Like there's no like window, there's nothing going out.
not that you can see. I mean, it's an airlock, so um, there's
So if we open it, we could potentially get yeeted into space.
There would be 2
theoretically,
levels of it, right?
Say, well, I feel like that's a chance in any space station, isn't it? In the Iron Ring.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
fair.
it's
It's like Looney Tunes. You walk out and it's just empty space.
it's theoretically possible that
Yeah.
you open the door and just get like sucked out.
So we have no idea which. We essentially have 4 doors to choose from, and we have no idea which door our ship is behind.
You were told 13C
You're told.
Okay,
by the seller.
and
That
C was the one that wasn't opening.
both B and C both look to be
Okay,
rusted, but you were investigating 13C,
okay.
unless you want to investigate 13B.
I don't.
I was confused there for a bit because no, we do not.
So, I just look back at the guys, and then I look at Tick, and then I look at Haze, and then I look at 8, and I go, 8, you want to get this door open?
Uh, it kind of like starts rummaging through the rummaging
Especially
through the
since they were helping each other like clear all this shit, right? They're the two that were doing the most.
Yeah.
yeah. He doesn't seem offended by it.
Yeah.
He like starts rummaging through all of the shit you moved and comes out with like a bent metal pipe.
Okay.
Kind of like uses that for some leverage to pop the door open. Once it like kind of gets back into a usable state, kind of gets back on its track, so to speak, then the door just slides open.
Okay. And
And y'all die. No, no, you're good. You're good. Uh,
Just get sucked out.
yeah. So you see what looks to be a fairly large, um, airlock, and you see what looks to be a pretty shitty ship. Um, you know, it's seen its years. Um, but there is a ship in here, and you did not get yeeted into space yet.
Does it have any like rust damage on the bottom? Like it's been running through the Midwest winters. Like it's got that salt and sand rust on the bottom. I really want to avoid that.
So I would say they're like there's like a 10 or 15% chunk where there is no rust.
Oh,
Um,
perfect.
oh,
the
okay.
rest of it definitely's got some we'll call it patina. We'll make it nice. It's there's some
Perfect.
patina
So
on
most
one
of the ship is
side,
rusted.
verdigris on the other. but it does seem to be intact. The contact that y'all had, the Nigerian prince, he was correct that it doesn't seem to have hull damage, or at least not anything meaningful enough to tell from the outside.
Was that, just to be clear, was that Nigerian Prince for real at hotmail.com? Is that who we're talking about?
Totally XX, totally a prince, XX, Gandalf at hotmail.com. Weirdly links to his MySpace page.
Yeah.
So no, you kind of do a walk around like you would with a new car, and you
Like kick the hubcaps and it like falls off.
yeah. But it seems to be in one shape, one piece, and uh, it's kind of exactly what you were expecting. Whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, that's up to
Shit.
you to decide. But it's one more ship than you had previously. So, as you're kind of, doing the inspection, uh, a um, uh, like a kind of, kind of weaselly looking guy covered in grease stains, um, obviously, carrying almost uh, like a tool belt, but it seems like everything is kind of like buckled to it, so it doesn't float off if he's in 0G.
Sorry, who is this?
You've never met him.
Okay.
Walks in, and he says, Hina told me to come down here. I'm supposed to look at a ship or something.
Are
Yes,
you
that
the
is.
space guys? Yeah.
Yeah. I run one of the salvaging crews. Ezra. He kind of holds his hand out. His whole hand is very greasy, covered in oil.
I
But
nudge Haze. I'm like, because he was talking first.
Somebody shake his
Hayes
hand.
Hayes looks down at the hand and slowly and shakily brings his hand up to grab this other guy's and gives it a couple quick shakes and lets go.
you attempt to do that, but he's got a mechanic's grip.
He's vice grip.
Yeah. He gives you like the firmest handshake you've ever gotten.
Pulls him in for
Greasy.
a bro hug.
No, nothing like that. Nothing like that. But yeah, he gives you the hand, and he kind of you know gets distracted and starts wandering around the ship or the airlock. Uh, it's a nice rust buggy you got here.
Is it though?
Yeah, we're not actually sure if it is.
It's called
We
the Chevy Nova. I say all excitedly.
He's like, is that? Did you name it that, or like that's the type of ship? I'm not familiar with it.
like try and like wipe away rust, like finding something that says Chevy Nova and I can't find it.
You find like part of a decal, like you'd see on the back of a car that says Nova. It's missing the A. It just says Nav.
Hmm.
But he's like, oh, cool. I've never heard of the Nav. Uh, so yeah, he continues to look at the ship.
So we just want to know how to get it operational. How do we get it so that we can fly out of here? And how soon can we make that happen? That's what we're looking for.
Yeah. Let's pop the hatch on it. So kind of reaches up, pops the hatch, and kind of like a staircase kind of folds down, and you and him climb up there.
I was
Seems
imagining
like
like an import car with like hood pins, so you like and like put it up.
yeah, it of course, it makes just like the worst grinding noise, like
Ugh.
metal on metal. It was never meant to do that. If you could fly it through WD-40, you would, but it unfortunately doesn't fly, and you don't have that much WD-40,
Hmm.
so it's a lose-lose either way. But yeah, so on the inside it looks remarkably okay. Um, it's fairly large ship, so but it does seem like some additions are missing from it. Um, from your time traveling in space, you can weld pretty much anything onto a ship as long as it's flyable. So it's got like an engine room. It's got your like kind of cockpit sort of pilot's area, and then it's got some common room stuff. Uh, but it seems to be in relatively good shape on the inside. Seems like well lived, but kind of better than you expected.
Okay. By the way, what race is this person?
This person is, I'm pretty sure human, but let me
Okay.
check my notes. Yeah, yep, human.
Okay.
Um,
So
and then
I'm in the ship with him, right?
everyone is in the ship.
Oh, we're all in.
Yeah, this
They're all doing the walkthrough.
your first
I
entry.
call top bunk. Like go like the commoner find a top bunk.
So I just kind of leerily say, "Hey, we appreciate you looking this over, but do you have like a manager who could come look at this too? Maybe do you have somebody else that could come look at the ship as well?"
Don't actually listen to him. We would appreciate you looking at it. Uh, Again, don't listen to him.
He like gives you a punch on the shoulder, like, "Oh, you." Like assuming you're joking.
And
In that you remember that he said that he ran the crew
I
15
just
seconds ago.
I
Uh,
look at my shoulder in disgust a little bit.
he doesn't seem to notice. He's
I
just
kind
kind
of
of
like
like,
slide in front of Mufasa. So how do you know Hina? Like,
uh, yeah. Hina kind of runs a lot of shit around here. So a lot of people work for Hina in one way or another.
hmm.
Um, it's if you want shit done, you're talking to one of the crews or you're talking to Hina. So, between the Pathals and the Parliament and Hina, pretty much everyone here.
That
That's
makes sense.
yeah, surprising to see a carbon get to that kind of power. Do you know
You may,
much about her past?
nope. She was here before I got here.
Hmm.
Kind of already ran the place, but um, he kind of like leans in conspiratorially. Uh, Word on the street is she's trying to vamoose, if you catch my drift.
I just very suddenly from behind him, very quickly go. First, we've heard of it.
And he's like, yeah, I if if uh if I ran the place, I'd be staying here. So it's probably just a rumor. One of the gangs came up with.
Yeah,
Uh,
I mean, why would she leave her turf and stuff? Yeah, makes sense.
he's like kind of disassembling stuff and like kicking parts and just generally trying to work on the thing to try to figure out what's wrong with it.
So I kind of go. I over politely, like I'm being uh, what's the right word I'm looking for? Like I'm overdoing the politeness, and I'm looking at Hayes while I do it, and I just say, "Hey, buddy, about how long do you think this is gonna take? We're on a bit of a time crunch."
Uh, Kind of depends on what's broken. Like I should have a good assessment of what's going on here in the next 30.
Okay.
Mufasa, would you be interested in. You remember Pico?
I do remember Pico.
You wanna go see what's up with that little animal he had? Learn a
I
little bit
would.
more about it.
I think we should go check it out.
I think you
Just
should go check it out.
just to be clear, are you guys are gonna stay back and keep an eye on things?
I was gonna say if you want to go with me, as you can. I was gonna say I'll stick with the guy. Doesn't matter. It's up to you.
All right. Yeah, I don't feel that Mufasa is helping our situation right now.
And I kind of just look at you like I was being very polite.
I mean, like he was trying. I'll give him that.
Yeah.
He was trying.
Okay, so I exit the ship without another word.
Oh, Tick staying along and keeping an eye, just make sure he doesn't.
I'm just
scrape
Yeah,
away
so-
any
genuinely
difference.
I'm just genuinely curious about this like old man a little bit and want to see what he's doing to the ship.
All right. Yeah. Hayes is gonna follow / push Mufasa out of the ship and start walking back towards the hallway that led us
Well,
to Surasuro, where we passed
well, real
Pico.
quick, where's 8 in all this?
Eight's hanging out with Tick
Oh, okay.
inside the ship.
Okay, cool.
You're welcome to
He's
invite him if you want, but
no, he's
I'm
back
gonna
up.
pass. I'm gonna pass.
so y'all head back into kind of the in between the docking bay area and the common room area. There was like where you saw Pico previously. He doesn't seem to be exactly where he's at, but you kind of catch his eye, uh, down another alleyway.
Pico's eye down there.
Yeah, you also you said you were looking for him, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
So
I just turn and head down the alleyway towards him.
okay, you can tell that he is very nervous about y'all following him into this alleyway. You've almost like cornered him to some degree. He's like, "Oh, hey guys, did 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 you change your mind?" He kind of like is holding the, you know, whatever it is, the
I
AI
kind of
creature.
I kind of just look back at Hayes like and just shoot him a look of I'm kind of having second thoughts about this now. And then I instruct Mr. Mittens to watch our backs at the end of the alley.
Okay. Your robotic cat kind of heads down the alleyway and is kind of perched up on a pile of rubble near
Okay.
the entrance. As far as you can tell, the alleyway does continue around somewhere, but you're kind of at the like a corner junction.
By the way, just a side note, did Justin ever get his rat back?
I don't have a rat.
Doesn't have a rat. I
Oh,
have a
did
rat.
Adam ever get your rat back? You sent him to go scout the bar.
No. He did like some feeding to like recharge himself, but I don't think I ever sent him.
Yeah, you did. You
When we
sent.
got in the bar, you sent him to scout.
Oh, gotcha.
Well,
We'll just say, huh?
it's still at the bar hanging out.
Okay,
Fully
fair enough.
fully charged.
We'll have to go back.
You should get that before you leave.
Yeah.
But it's in safe hands. There's other critters kind of running around.
Okay.
So
So I approached Pico and I said, "Hey, buddy, you doing all right?"
yeah, I'm doing great. I would love to get a headset on, but it's kind of like scratching at his arms. You can tell that he is not used to being sober.
I'm gonna tell you something you may not know about me, Joe Rogan. I smoke rock. um,
Coke in a can, baby.
um. So I'm like, "Hey, man, we just we no harm, no foul, man. We just wanted to ask a little more about your AI there."
He kind of like looks down at it. He's like, what do you want to know?
While this is
What
going on, Hayes is just checking behind him. And are there any, like, is this the end, or are there any doors or anything leading, or is this really a dead end?
So there's actually it comes to where you're at, which is like a 90-degree turn. So I think of this as being like one big L, and you are in the corner of the L
Well, Mr. Mittens is watching our back, so I think we should be all right.
from one direction.
Yes, from one
Okay.
direction.
You would be able to see people coming from the other direction
Yeah.
if you looked like down the hallway.
So I asked Pico, where did you get the AI?
I found it.
Found it. Was it already broken when you found it?
Yep. It was kind of smashed in some rubble. It could use some fixins, but it's good. It's good. It's top quality.
Hey,
Uh,
hey Pico, if it was broken when you found it, how do you know it's good?
I mean the parts in the AI work really well. It's good. It's real good. Just gotta trust me. You see him like kind of cover it up with the cloth a little bit more, like a little more unsure with himself.
So if this were fixed, what exactly is it, Pico?
It's a dog. I don't know what kind of dog. I've never seen a dog before, like a real dog, but it's got 4 legs and it's got to be a dog.
So
He
you
like
I
found
points.
it
He
and
like
it's not
points.
working?
Yes, he points at Mr. Whiskers. He's like, now you'd have 2 dogs. Uh,
all right, so I just kind of glance over at Hayes and shrug my shoulders, and I'm like, "It's up to you, but I'm kind of done with this." And I just kind of walk back towards Mr. Mittens.
Um, so in the notes, I originally had that Pico has the AI, and then in parentheses, dog, and now I had to add probably not a dog.
A raccoon. Like
It has 4 legs, and this motherfucker has no idea what it is.
you like finally get it. It's an octopus, and you're like, the fuck? This was none of the things we talked about. Uh,
So let me ask you something, Pico. How much do you want for this creature that you have here?
you know, ARs are pretty expensive, so 6 credits.
6 hollows for this dog?
Yeah, yep.
And you're gonna use
And the
these,
blanket it's wrapped in. You can have that.
and you're gonna take these hollows and then just rot yourself in non-fizz immediately.
Yeah, yeah, I think so.
And that's going to
she's
make you
honest.
feel good.
Yes, it always does.
I can hear this from down the alley, and I just kind of look back at Void and I go, "Is this a fucking intervention? Let's get moving."
He
Uh,
seems to look wildly more uncomfortable with the word intervention being thrown around.
I mean, if I'm contributing to a better life and I get a sweet 4-legged creature out of this, deal. And he pulls out his card or machine or whatever the fuck we
Digipad.
digipad.
Yeah, it's like a little digital wallet sort of thing.
Yeah, and I swipe away 5 credits. Actually, before I do that, I'm gonna not say that or do that at all.
And it
Uh,
was 6 credits.
Rewind.
oh, it's 6 credits.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, 4 then in that case. Yeah, no.
well, that's what I was gonna say. How about we bring it down to 4 credits, and I'll take this broken, stolen dog off your hands, and
You said dog
you,
in air quotes.
yeah, this dog that is not even working, and you also likely stole it. And you can forget about it, and you can find some non-fizz.
Didn't steal shit. Pico found this.
Well, Pico can have 4 credits or no credits.
Uh, 5.
I mean, the impending doom is coming with the Thorn. So you can either sit here in your alley and await it with your unworking AI dog, or you could take 4 credits and find yourself some non-fizz to take away the pain until you die.
4.
Jesus.
He doesn't
4 is
seem
the deal.
happy about the situation, but he hands you the pile of parts and rubble and AI.
Wait, it's just a pile of parts? It's not even an assembled chunk of a dog?
Mostly assembled.
Okay, cool.
The parts may not even be for the animal. They're just parts he happened to collect in the bag.
Well, then he scoops everything up, kind of like the old railroad travelers used to do in the blanket, and kind of ties the end and throws it over
Like
his
a
shoulder. And
rucksack.
yeah,
Yeah.
makes a little
He's-
rucksack out of the
Somehow you have
the
like a
towel.
stick that it's on. I don't know where
I
you
got
got
A tree in space. Yeah, you
Yeah.
somehow got a stick.
Thanks, buddy.
Uh,
I got a train to catch.
yeah.
And then yeah, so it throws it over his shoulder, kind of like Santa Claus, and walks back towards Mufasa. I got myself a dog.
You see Pico just like scurry out the other end of the like kind of afraid you're gonna take the money away. And
So I have
he
7 hollows now out of my
So I
previous.
look at Haze and I'm like, you want to hit up that repair guy we heard bragging on the way in, see if he can do anything with this?
Yeah, I mean, I think we got some time.
All right.
Yeah, let's
let-
go. Let's go
Head
find
back to
that
the
young
market.
punk,
All right, Mr. Mittens, let's go. We got work to do.
and then we can cut to
That
Tick and
has a
8.
cape and like a little Mr. Mittens, like a superhero.
Ooh, we could cut him one after we get rid of this towel I'm
could.
carrying.
We could.
Get little boots.
But yeah, we can cut to Tick and
Yeah,
8
cut back to taking 8.
while we go to
Okay.
the young punk.
So he's kind of kicking at stuff and
I'm
bolting and
definitely being that
unbolting.
like person that's like you bring a contractor in and you're just like hovering over them, like what you doing? Like watching over everything he's doing.
Yeah.
Also just like really curious about the ship too, but like definitely hovering.
Not in like a dickish way.
No, just
You-
like sheer curiosity,
Yeah.
but also maybe a little annoying. But
So out of game here. Do you know how the orcs work in Warhammer 40K?
no.
So none of their machinery should work, but it does because they believe it to. So like if they decide that like if they paint flames on something, it will be faster, it just becomes faster. So you consider yourself a relatively savvy person,
Isn't your
but you're
savvy
not.
-3?
No, my
Oh, okay.
0.
Oh, okay.
My
But
tech is -3, but
but you're not entirely following what he's doing. You can tell that there's seems to be some sort of logic and reason to it, but like if you think of someone disassembling a PC, you're not gonna know what every part is unless you kind of know what you're doing. Um, so you kind of get the idea, and he turns to you like after kind of putting everything back together. He's like, "Okay, so you have an computer energy problem. So you got energy. You got batteries for life support and everything, but the computer to convert that, no go. There's something wrong between the two. So we got good news and bad news. The good news is there's two ways to fix it. You can either get a new, programming chip to kind of replace the broken part, or you can just direct drive from one to the other. Both will work, but you're going to need parts for either. Either a direct connection, you're going to need like some hardcore machinist parts, or you're going to need like a new circuit board for this thing.
So
Kind of
real
like
quick,
he like kind of points at the circuit board kind of bolted into like a under panel of the ship.
Haze and I won't know any of this, right? Because we're not there.
Correct.
Okay, then I'm gonna go pee. Keep talking.
Yep. I'm gonna like look down kind of over the circuit board. I'm like, have you ever seen a circuit board like that? Like remembering that this is a 1 in 3 prototype. So like,
Definitely have not ever seen the circuit board, but the fried part I have seen before. So you might be able to replace just that one part. You just desolder it, resolder it, see if it works.
do you know where one of those is at? Here on RM80.
So remember when I said that there was bad news earlier? There's worse news.
Is this the worst news?
This is the worst news. So you're gonna need parts either way. So the problem is the only people who are gonna have that chip are gonna be the tech guys, the ones with the computer whiz. The unfortunate part is that's kind of owned by the Parliament. So you're gonna have to go talk to Monotone probably, or one of his guys to get that chip. Now, if you want to direct drive, you're gonna need some very particular power parts. You're gonna need like some Jenny parts. The unfortunate part is the power system is completely owned by the Passels, so you're gonna have to talk to Roy and his crew if you want any of those parts.
So it's one or the other. I either got to talk to the Parliament for my computer chip part, or the Jenny part for the power direct drive parcels.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So, um, so you're kind of stuck either way, unfortunately. And then the other thing that's not working here is you got no gas, and you got no
No
key.
problem there.
You got no key.
Kind of like chimes in like. If you're a betting man, which would you go with?
They kind of both suck, to be totally honest with you. So have anyone given you like a description of these guys?
No, not at all. Also, does Hina prefer one or the other? Do we have any sway that way?
So Hina makes supplies, and how she makes supplies is that she buys material from Roy and his crew, converts it, and sells it to Monotone to sell to the people. So she's kind of got to deal with both of them at the moment. You see, Roy, they grow a bunch of plants, and Monotone kind of owns the supply trade in the area. So she's kind of in good with both of them, or just in. Maybe not in good or in bad, just in. And long as you don't fuck up to the Suro, you tend to be fine. But
And the Passels sell or grow plants?
yes, sir. You're not there, but yes.
I know, but I'm
He's
still
keeping
the note
notes for
taker.
me.
Yeah, yeah. But Yes, so um and they like run the power system essentially for
The
our lady.
Passels do?
Yeah. So the Passels run the power, and the Parliament own like the computer system that runs the air and water.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean that gives something to think about whether these guys have like a very specific part to solder on, or if these other guys have a seems like maybe a more common thing for the direct drive, but I don't know. Hmm. Hina should be here at some point, and maybe she'll have an idea.
So um you two make it back to the ship, make it back to the airlock.
We were
Um,
going to Young Punk.
Yeah, we were going to the
oh,
repair guy.
Maybe
Come
we
back
can
to us.
flash back to them, like we're still doing stuff, but yeah, I think we're probably good here at this point.
okay. Where did you want to go?
We were going to
Yeah.
the Young Punk who was bragging about his repair jobs.
Yeah, back in the
Okay.
market, I think.
Okay. So you see, you kind of see him. It's only been like 40 minutes, so he's kind of back where he was, still kind of rocking some vibrant colors and spikes and kind of mohawk. Um,
Could we tell what like species he is?
Definitely human. Um, but yeah, yep, just human. Seems to be wearing a um, a voice modulator though.
So Hayes will walk up to him and, excuse me, young sir.
He kind of gives you like a weird look.
So do I.
Uh, yeah, Grandpa.
Excuse me. Hello,
You didn't
fellow
say it like an
children.
old. Howdy do, fellow.
I just imagine like the Steve Buscemi
Yeah.
carrying
Yeah,
on
yeah,
the
Yeah,
yeah.
skateboard.
same.
Hello,
Exactly.
fella. Yeah. Uh,
That's exactly what I pictured in my
Yep.
head.
and he looks just as bewildered as those kids would.
He swings the sack off of his shoulder and sets it down gently on the ground in front of him. And I just came upon this. I was curious if you could take a peek, and I heard you being a little coy with your abilities. So perhaps you could take a look at this and see if you could do something for us.
He kind of nods and starts like digging through the bag. He like turns it over and dumps it out, and you see what looks to be like a large bird. Um, and uh,
Okay.
maybe like the size of like uh maybe like a crow, not quite to raven,
Jealous.
but like that sort of range. Not quite like hawk sized, but
Okay.
um, you can tell that one of the wings is definitely busted. It is missing both legs, um, and um, and he's like, "Oh man, this thing's cool. I don't think I've seen one quite like it, but yeah, I mean, as long as the actual AI is intact, I can fix the body."
Uh, okay. How much would that cost?
And how much time would it take?
And how much time would it take? He looks back at Mufasa. Good call.
He's kind of like mulling it over. You see him kind of like take a take a piece of paper out of his pocket, start like writing something down. Um,
And I'll
So
forewarn you before you get any grandiose ideas here. I had to bargain for this to get it cheap because I don't have a ton of money. So if you're trying to swindle me, save both of our times and just
he
don't.
uh he holds his hand over his chest, um, his left hand, and says, on my heart. No, I'm gonna swindle you. I got a reputation to upkeep. He says, okay, parts and maintenance time. We're looking at 7 Holos.
Silence.
Fuck.
He's like, as far as the other question, it you know, uh, should be about an hour, maybe an hour and a half, give or take. But sometimes these things are a little tricky.
So
Uh,
if you had this working, what exactly will this working AI bird be able to do? So this could be answered out of character if it's the exact same as all the AI. Like, does it have any other special modules or anything, or is it basically, or will I not know until it's
you
fixed?
won't really know until like you can communicate with the AI itself. In its current state, you don't even know whether the AI part of it works. Its body is like too mangled for its computer brain to like function with it. So one thing that's kind of interesting about the AI creatures is that they are, I'll call it biomechanical, similar to, I think Mufasa is like a
AI, yeah.
biomechanical AI creature. So part of it is physical, but like robot parts, but also like part of it is like a real creature that has control over its body.
So it's like a sentient being.
Yeah, but it's not like as smart or anything as Mufasa is. It doesn't have like the capability to, like
Eat me?
no, I would need a lot of bites to do it, but I mean, it could eventually eat you.
So,
I mean,
so
it's only like a foot tall.
it's
So
gonna be similar to Mr. Mittens, really.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Um, but whether it has any like special functions, special abilities, um, you won't really know until it's fixed.
I think. Do you mind giving me a moment?
Not at all.
All right. He steps over to sidebar and brings Mufasa in close so they can talk quiet enough that this young lad won't hear us. So I fully understand that this is likely an awful idea. However, barring the fact that besides ourselves, our only defense is essentially your cat and rat, it could be beneficial to have another companion in the group. Um, but I don't know that it is worth paying the last of my hollows for.
All right. So I look at him and I'm like, how about this? I'll front you the 7 Hollows. When we do finally get paid, you just pay me back double 14.
How about 10?
How about 14?
Damn.
Drives a hard bargain.
Yeah, I don't know that I want to put myself in more debt that I'm already.
All right. I'm going to front you the 7. You pay me back 12. Yeah? Deal?
Okay, deal.
All right. So I'm just going to transfer 7 Holos to Haze right now.
And I don't know if you have a spot on your sheet to track your contracts. But you
There's
could
notes. I'll do it in the note.
you could
Oh,
track
I'm gonna do it in the notes too. I'm getting my fucking money.
There's gonna
Yeah,
get
there's
seven
a
notes
spot
worth
for
of-
debt is what there is on the character sheet.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
So you can put
That's
that
too
you are
small.
in debt.
O's Mufasa, 12 Hollows.
Okay. Well, the do you, I'm assuming pay the punk, or did you just run off
Yeah,
with
so I took that money.
Mufasa's money?
I took
Kick
the
Mufasa
hollows
the
and then
shit.
I walked over. What was your name?
Frank.
Frank.
Frank West.
Here. Here's the 7 hollows to get this bad boy repaired for us.
Okay. Come back in like an hour and a half, and I'm sure I'll be done by then. You got a good mechanic here.
So, oh, sorry. You can finish your conversation, then I'll talk to Haze.
Okay, understood. All right,
Uh,
we'll let you get to your work and see you in an hour and a half.
He like starts like taking out little screwdrivers and stuff, and just kind of like dismantling some of the broken pieces and whatnot, but kind of loses y'all. He's like no longer really paying attention to you.
so as we're walking away, I tell Haze, I got a new deal for you. You can pay me back 10 credits, but you have to name your bird Dog. Is that a deal?
Can I think about it?
Yeah, that's fine. Because it was supposed to be it was supposed to be a dog, so you have to name it Dog, and then you only owe me 10 credits.
And you have to become bounty hunters. Okay. So y'all head back to the ship.
Yeah, we're walking that way.
Okay. You get back to the airlock, and um they're kind of finishing up their conversation, and I think that is where we will end this one.
Uh,
I'm gonna at least tell them like the options about the part in the parliament and like the direct drive and the parcels and like what we need to do. And then
we'll
we
have
can figure out from there where we want to go.
we'll have to cover that next episode because I
Yeah.
missed the whole conversation. I was peeing.
Luckily, this is recorded. You can just
Yeah.
listen to it.
Right. So just real quick before we wrap up, from the time we landed until right now, how much time has passed now?
Roughly 50 minutes to an
All
hour.
right, so we're looking at roughly 3 to 5 hours before the Thorn gets here. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Depending on traffic.
Roughly three and a
Right.
half, 4 hours left.
Three
Three and a
to
half.
5. 3 to 5.
3 to 5 hours left.
Roughly. Somewhere in there.
12 to 24 hours before the Thorn shows up. It's great. It's gonna be a while.
We're gonna die. We're gonna die.
All right.
Just pull the Metal Gear Solid. We'll find a cardboard box. We'll
Yeah.
hide underneath it, and it'll be fine.
There you go.
Awesome. Well then, Nerds in Space episode 3 will be Monday the 27th. And next Monday we will be back with regular programming. So please tune in. Does anyone else have any closing notes before I give us an outro?
I do not believe so. Thanks for
Like and
tuning in,
subscribe.
everybody.
Woo.
Later, folks.